it will not come as B1 and B2 because the lines are parallel. If the lines are parallel, you are going to have the same vector. How to do the cross product? Yes, cross product can be done by writing ijk in the first row, and in the second row, we are going to write it as A2 minus A1. What is opposite? Opposite is nothing but PT. Hypotenuse is nothing but ST, as you see. Hello dear students, a warm welcome to one and all. My name is Vibha, Mathematics faculty at Vidhyaashram, Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So in the last session, we have learnt derivation and based on that problem. In today's session, dear students, here we are having session number 6, chapter number 11 called 3D Geometry of your second PUC. Right. Now, in this session, we'll be moving on to the next concept and the derivation based on that problem, dears. Now, we'll be moving on to the derivation here, distance between the parallel lines. So, last case, we have studied about the skew lines, isn't it? In today's, we are going to have a distance between parallel lines. Here, in the diagram, you can see I have taken the two parallel lines, which is a line 2 and the line 1, and then I have certainly drawn the diagram as a perpendicularity here. So this PT is the distance I need to find out the formula, and here a theta is the angle between this ST and then PT I have taken. Now here we'll be moving on to the diagrammatic explanation. If two lines, this is L1 and L2, are parallel, then they are said to be coplanar. This statement is very important to you to write in the examination. Now here, let the lines be given by, if they are coplanar means you know already the condition will be is equals to R vector is A1 vector plus lambda into B, and then R vector will be is equals to A2 vector plus mu into B. Now here, it will not come as B1 and B2 because the lines are parallel. If the lines are parallel, you are going to have the same vector. You have to understand that. And where? Here, A1 vector is the position vector of a point, yes. So, if this is A1 vector is a position vector of the point, yes. And then, A2 vector is the position vector of a point, which point? T, of the line L1 and L2 respectively. That's it. This is what the explanation of the diagram will take place. Now here, if theta is the angle between ST and B vector, so therefore, you know already dears, the formula of a cross product is given by what? A vector cross B vector will be is equals to magnitude of A vector into B vector into sine theta into n cap, isn't it? Now, you can have similarly this by taking here, which is nothing but A vector is nothing but ST. If you are going to take it as cross B vector will be is equals to magnitude of ST into magnitude of B into sine theta into n cap. Now, you can have here ST is nothing but what, dears? ST is nothing but according to the diagram A2 minus A1, which is the position vector of ST is nothing but OT minus OS, right? So, therefore, you can take it as here. So, ST will be implies that A2 minus A1. Substituting that in this equation, we are going to get it as ST as A2 vector minus A1 vector cross B vector will be implies that magnitude of ST, I am going to write it as ST into magnitude of B vector into sine theta, isn't it? Now, magnitude of n cap is nothing but what? It is 1 because it is a unit vector. N cap is a unit vector along that direction. Now, n cap, magnitude of n cap will become 1. So that I am substituting that value. Now, here we'll be moving on to which is nothing but ST is nothing but, see, you can form a sine theta angle. What is sine theta from the diagram? So, from the diagram you can write it as from the diagram, what is sin theta, dears? Sin theta will be is equals to opposite divided by hypotenuse. What is opposite? Opposite is nothing but PT, hypotenuse is nothing but ST, as you see. Now here we are going to take it as opposite is nothing but PT divided by hypotenuse is nothing but ST. So therefore I can substitute here PT will be is equals to cross multiply this ST into sin theta. Why I am doing like this? You can see in the problem ST into sin theta, I can substitute as what? PT. So these are all the steps are very important for you, dears. Now A2 minus A1 vector cross B vector will be implying that ST into sin theta. Anyway, sin theta into 1 is sin theta only. ST into sin theta, I am going to substitute it as what? PT. So PT into B vector. Okay. Now, what PT can be written as? So PT will be is equals to, what is PT? PT is nothing but the distance. PT will be is equals to A2 minus A1 cross B vector divided by magnitude of B vector. If you cross multiply to the left hand side, otherwise you can write it as PT is nothing but the distance between the parallel lines, which is nothing but this distance between the two parallel lines. You can have it as D will be is equals to A2 minus A1 cross B vector divided by magnitude of B vector. And this is what you are going to have it as. So distance between two parallel lines. This formula derivation you have to remember along with the diagram explanation. This is a diagram explanation, it takes place, and this is what the proof will be. You have to derive this equation accordingly what I have done. Now, based on this, dear students, we'll be moving on to what? The problematic. Now, here, the problem they have asked like this. Find the distance between the lines given by R vector is equals to I plus 2j minus 4k plus lambda into 2I plus 3j plus 6k and R vector is equals to 3I plus 3j minus 5k plus mu into 2I plus 3j plus 6k. Dear students, you can observe that B vector is same because they are parallel lines. If the B vector is same they have given, you have to think it is a parallel lines. Okay. So therefore, this is according to the formula what? This is according to R vector will be implying that A1 vector plus lambda into B. Similarly, a second equation is given by R vector is equals to A2 vector plus mu into B. So therefore, by comparing that, you can equate A1 vector will be is equals to what? I plus 2j minus 4k, I plus 2j minus 4k. And then what is B vector? B vector I am writing as it is. What is A2? A2 is this one. Let me write it that. A2 will be is equals to 3I plus 3j minus 5k. Then what is B vector? Then what is B vector? B vector is same. 2I plus 3j plus 6k, isn't it? Now you come to know how to write by comparing with the equation. Now here I need to go for the formula. What is the formula is given by, dears? Formula is given by the distance. They have asked here distance. So distance between the two parallel lines is given by D is equals to magnitude of A2 minus A1 vector cross product with this is B vector divided by magnitude of B vector. So first we have to solve it what? A2 minus A1, and then we have to do with that cross product of B. So first let us solve what is A2 minus A1. A2 minus A1 is here 3I minus I, which is 2I. So let me write it here. A2 minus A1 will be is equals to, see, 3I minus I, which is 2I. Again, you are having 3j minus 2j, which is j. So plus j Again you are having minus 5k minus of minus 4k, which is plus 4k. Minus 5k plus 4k gives you minus 1k. So therefore minus k. This is what your A2 minus A1. Along with this, you have to do a cross product of B vector. Already I have written here B vector is 2i plus 3j plus 6k. Therefore, what is a cross product? I can do it as A2 minus A1 cross B vector. How to do the cross product? Yes, cross product can be done by writing ijk in the first row. And in the second row, we are going to write it as A2 minus A1. What is A2 minus A1 coefficient? 2, 1 and then minus 1. So therefore, by writing 2, 1 and then minus 1 in the second row. Cross product of what? B vector. B vector coefficient are nothing but 2, 3 and then 6. So therefore, writing 2, 3, 6. Now, doing this cross product, you know how to solve the cross product. So, cross product of that is nothing but which implies that you can now, by leaving the first row, first column, 1 into 6 is 6. So, I into 1 into 6 is 6. Already one minus sign is there. Minus 1 into 3 is minus 3, minus of minus, which will become plus 3. Again minus j cap into, leaving the second column first row, 2 into 6 is nothing but 12. So 12 minus, here 2 into minus 1 is nothing but minus 2. Already one minus sign is there, which will become plus 2. Now again plus k cap into, you are going to have, leaving the third column first row, 2 into 3 is nothing but 6. 6 minus 2 into 1 is nothing but, or 1 into 2 is nothing but 2. So therefore, solving this, you are going to get it as, this is 6 plus 3, which is 9i cap, minus here 12 plus 2 is nothing but 14. Plus into minus is minus 14j cap. Again 6 minus 2 is 4. Plus into plus is plus only, plus 4k cap. So this is what you are going to get it as, which will be implies that A2 minus A1 vector cross B vector, isn't it? Now you need to find out magnitude of B vector. Now what is magnitude of B vector? You know already B vector is nothing but 2i plus 3j plus 6k. So therefore magnitude of B vector is given by under the root of what? 2 squared plus 3 squared plus 6 squared. So solving this, you are going to get it as 2 squared is nothing but 4 plus 3 squared is 9 plus 6 squared is nothing but 36. Now you are going to get it as 36 plus 4 is nothing but 40. 40 plus 9 is 49. So under the root 49, which will be is equals to 7, right? Now substituting these in the formula, we are going to get it as, what is that? D will be is equals to, see, A2 minus A1 cross B vector. Now you are going to do A2 minus A1 B vector. You got the answer as this one. So 9i minus 14j plus 4k divided by square root of 49 is nothing but 7, isn't it? You have found out now what is D, but this is not D exactly. What you need to find out? Magnitude of this one. So what is the magnitude of that? So magnitude of A2 minus A1, magnitude of A2 minus A1 cross B vector is given by what? Which will be is equal to under the root of, you are going to take it as 9 squared plus 14 squared plus 4 squared. So you are going to get 9 squared is nothing but 81 plus 14 squared is nothing but 196 plus 4 squared is 16. If you add up, you are going to get it as 293. Okay, square root of 293. So by writing that, so therefore distance will be is equal to under the root of 293. Write down magnitude of this will be divided by 7. So this is what the distance you are going to get it for this problem. I hope you understood this problem how to solve. Now we'll be moving on to the next problem, dears. What they've asked: find the distance between the lines given by r vector is equals to I plus 2j minus 4k plus lambda into I plus 2j plus k, and then r vector is equals to 3I plus 3j minus 5k plus mu into I plus 2j plus k cap. Now you can observe the b vector is same because it is a parallel line. So comparing with this, the formula r vector is equals to a1 vector plus lambda into b vector. Similarly, r vector is equals to a2 vector plus mu into b vector. Now you can have a1 vector is nothing but what? a1 vector is equals to I plus 2j minus 4k. Similarly, a2 vector is nothing but 3I plus 3j minus 5k, and then b vector will be is equals to what? This one, I plus 2j plus k, correct? Now what you need to do? You know already the formula. You have to do first a2 minus a1 and then cross product of b vector along with that. So what is a2 minus a1? So a2 minus a1 will be implying that a2 minus a1 is 3I minus I, which is nothing but 2I. So 2I, again 3j minus 2j is nothing but j plus j, again minus 5k minus of minus, which is plus 4. So minus k. Now what is a2 minus a1 cross b, which implies that I, j and then k. Now writing a2 minus a1, which is coefficient 2, 1 and then minus 1, and then coefficient of b 1 to 1, 1 to 1. So therefore expanding this, you are going to get it as, which implies I into, leaving the first column first row, 1 into 1 is 1 minus, already 1 minus sign is there here, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2, minus of minus is nothing but plus 2, minus j into, leaving the second column first row, 2 into 1 is 2 minus 1 into minus 1 is minus 1, minus of minus is plus 1 plus k into, leaving the third column first row, 2 into 2 is 4 minus 1 into 1 is 1. Therefore, solving this again, you are going to get it as 1 plus 2 is nothing but 3I, again 2 plus 1 is nothing but 3j, and then 4 minus 1 is 3k, right? So let us find out the magnitude of this. Magnitude of 3I minus 3j plus 3k, right? Which implies that under the root of 3 squared plus minus 3 squared plus 3 squared, which implies 3 squared is 9, 9 plus 9 plus 9, which is 27. So under the root of 27, right? So next, by writing the formula, D will be is equals to, before that what you need to do? You have to find out the magnitude of B vector. Let us find out here. So magnitude of B vector is nothing but under the root of 1 squared plus 2 squared plus 1 squared, which implies that 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, 1 squared again 1, so 5 plus 1 is 6, root 6, right? So you can write down this will be equal to D as it is. So magnitude of A2 minus A1 cross B vector divided by magnitude of B vector. Now which implies that D will be is equals to A2 minus A1 is nothing but under the root 27 divided by magnitude of B vector is nothing but under the root 6. Now, if you want, you can still simplify this by writing 9 3s are 27, here root 2 into root 3. So, you can write it as, so under the root 9 into 3 divided by under the root 3 into under the root 2, correct? Root 3 into root 2 is nothing but root 6. So, therefore, you can write it as root 3 into root 2 as nothing but root 3 into 2, which is root 6. Now, you can have, which will be implies that here you can have 3 root 3 divided by root 3 into root 2. So root 3 will get cancelled. 3 by root 2 is your answer. So therefore, dear students, the answer will be is equals to either root 27 by root 6 or 3 by root 2. Now we'll be moving on to the next problem, dears. Find the distance between the lines r vector is equals to 6i plus 2j plus 2k plus lambda into I minus 2j plus 2k, and then r vector is equals to minus 4i plus 3j minus 5k plus mu into I minus 2j plus 2k. Now by comparing with the real, now you are going to have r vector will be implying that a1 vector plus lambda into b vector. Similarly, r vector is equals to a2 vector plus mu into b vector, right? So by comparing with the real, we are going to get it as a1 vector will be implies that 6i plus 2j plus 2k. Similarly, a2 vector is nothing but minus 4i plus 3j minus 5k, right? So what is b vector? B vector is nothing but I minus 2j plus 2k. Now doing a2 minus a1. Now what is a2 minus a1? Minus 4i minus 6i, which is minus 10i. So minus 10i, again 3j minus 2j, which is plus j, minus 5k minus 2k, which is minus 7k. So next we are going to do with a2 minus a1 cross b vector. Writing the coefficient of that ijk, a2 minus a1 is minus 10, 1 minus 7, and then b vector is nothing but 1 minus 2, 2, 1 minus 2 and then 2. Expanding this, we are going to get it as, which implies I into, leaving the first column first row, 1 into 2 is 2, 2 minus, again here, minus 2 into minus 7, minus 2 into minus 7 is plus 14. So plus into minus will become minus 14 minus j into, leaving the second column first row, minus 10 into 2 is nothing but minus 20, again minus here 1 into minus 7, 1 into minus 7 is minus 7, another minus will be here, minus into minus is plus 7, right? So again plus k into, leaving the third column first row, minus 10 into 2 is nothing but 20, because minus 10 into minus 2, which is plus 20, again 1 into 1 is minus 1. Solving this, you are going to get it 2 minus 14 is nothing but minus 12i. Here minus 20 plus 7, which is nothing but minus 13. So minus into minus is plus 13. Again 20 minus 1 is 19. Correct? Taking the magnitude of this, therefore magnitude of minus 12i plus 13j plus 19, correct? K, which implies that under the root of minus 12 squared plus 13 squared plus 19 squared. Let us solve this. You are going to get the answer will be equal to 12 into 12 is nothing but 144 plus 169 plus, so 19 into 19 is nothing but 361. Let us add up all this. You are going to get the answer will be equal to under the root of 674. Now you can do magnitude of b vector. What is magnitude of b vector? I minus 2j plus 2k, which is nothing but magnitude of b vector. So which implies that under the root of 1 squared plus minus 2 whole squared plus 2 squared, which implies 1 squared is nothing but 1, minus 2 whole squared is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 plus 2 squared is 4, 5 plus 4 is 9. So under the root 9, which is nothing but 3. So therefore, you can have, so D will be is equals to magnitude of A2 minus A1 vector cross B vector divided by magnitude of B vector, which implies that under the root 674 divided by 3. And this is your final answer for this question, dears. I hope you understood this session, dear students. Okay, dears, in the next session, we'll be moving on to the next concept of the 3D geometry. Until then, keep watching. Have a nice day. Thank you.